So you excited about tonight's stream?
Yeah, I'm a little worried though.
About what?
Well, it's the holidays.
The holidays are great.
Right, but do you know what happens in our offices during the holidays?
No.
They say if you've been naughty this year, then your worst fears come down this hallway.
No, wait! No!
Welcome to the Konsui Fighter Live Holiday Special.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Konsui Fighter Live.
Holiday Special.
Yep. It's been a little bit.
Yep.
But each year we have a tradition of having a couple different holiday streams. And this year's
tradition?
no different. So Logan, I guess, how do you want to kick off kind of like what we're going to do in the stream, I guess?
Sure. So we have a chock full of things that we're going to do. We're going to be going over an update to Konsui Fighter, where we are at, kind of what next year's going to look like. We have some other news to talk about. We have presents that we're going to exchange for each other. So we're going to see what we got. I'm curious what you guys will think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a little fun trivia game like we did last year.
Oh, yeah. So, cool. So, for those of you who are joining us for the first time or you've never heard of Konsui Fighter before, Konsui Fighter is a 2D kind of traditionally animated fighting game that we've been developing for quite some time as our premier title. It is completely hand-drawn, and it's originally targeting mobile devices, but we're also looking to bring it to some other platforms, and we'll touch on that a little bit more later, talking about the road ahead. But let's start off with our first topic today, which is our beta report.
Now Shane with the beta report.
How's the weather over there?
Yeah. So we've been working pretty hard for a while on the most recent beta cycle, which is 1.3. Now, I think in terms of recent updates for players, 1.3 preview is actually live right now on Google Play. So you can grab that. You can check out some of the new features that were added to gameplay there. And we're still kind of finalizing the last few story pieces behind the scenes and training stuff. So we're kind of getting to the phase where some of the things we're working on, or the heft of what we're working on, are not necessarily things that are going to be player facing until release. I think the next couple cycles are kind of going to be like that.
Yeah.
There might be some gameplay improvements. I think the most notable is AI we got coming up.
Got to do some refactoring and retesting some parts.
But yeah, so let's talk about what is in 1.3 preview, notable additions. So again, not player facing, but in the last update stream, we showed a little bit of the concept build we had for Haku's character. He is now basically at beta grade and playable in the game. He is in there, but there's no way for players to access him at the moment. He's going to be an unlockable character in the final release, but there is a point in which he comes into the story mode as well. But he is basically at beta grade, so we have one character left, that is Khan, kind of our big bad in the game, and he's going to be a complex problem to solve.
Yeah.
Because he has many different subcomponents of his character that kind of, as a whole, will perform the different attacks and have different states of his stance, essentially. So that'll be kind of interesting. But Haku's in there, not player-facing, but we made a lot of good progress there. The one player-facing feature that is in there that's new is all the air recovery moves. So I think we also had previews of those in the last update stream. They're in there now. So any normal attack against an airborne opponent will actually land them neutral, as opposed to invoking a full knockdown where they have to go through a recovery cycle before they can respond. So that has added, I think, a change of pace to the gameplay, which has been great. And yeah, tutorials, I think, is the other big thing. So, Sean, do you want to talk a little bit about all this stuff that you've been doing in the tutorial space?
Yeah, thanks to Ellen for writing a lot of it, and we're kind of going back and forth and adding some little features here and there to test for certain conditions. But yeah, a lot of that's come together. We're done with, I think this is the last one for like everybody's
core mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start going to each character's individual moves.
Yeah, so getting pretty close. And when full 1.3 launches, those core 4 mechanical modules will be included. And yeah, we'll be adding each character's after that, which I expect probably go a little bit quicker.
Yeah, there's a lot less like adding those extra checks and things.
Yeah, it's really to kind of take you on a deep dive through each character, what their fighting styles like, get used to their attacks and stuff like that. So, and then Logan, you've been working on some lovely administrative stuff.
Yeah,
very exciting.
Do you want to talk a little bit about some recent developments there?
Sure. So I think we've brought this up on a few streams before, but we applied for several four
at the moment.
the 4 trademarks.
U.S. trademark. Yep.
One for Konsui Fighter, the name. One for Konsui Fighter, the logo. One for Circean Studios, the name. And one for Circean Studios, the logo.
And one for Konsui Fighter, the movie, the game, the movie, the
Ultra
game.
Plus
Don't tease
Max.
it.
But about a month ago, we actually got our official paperwork, and Konsui Fighter, the name, is officially trademarked
Yeah.
by the United States Trademark and Patent Office.
Yep.
So,
It's a long, kind of convoluted process, but
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we're definitely learning the ins and outs. I think considering how many opportunities there are to have problems, we've gotten a grasp on it pretty quickly. But we have hit a few bumps here and there that we've had to kind of work through. But we're learning. But yeah, that's awesome. I think we have another one that's been published for kind of finalization.
Review. Yeah.
One of the logos, I think, was accepted, but
Yep.
we haven't gotten a paperwork.
yeah, we should
and
be
then
getting the next Circean Studios, the logo, should be the next one.
next one we receive. So yeah, and we'll obviously have more of those in the future as we look to go to other platforms and things like that. So that's probably a good segue
To talk
kinda
about other
talk about-
platforms.
Yeah, 2021. So I'm going to kind of double up the next 2 topics, or we'll kind of go toward. Let's just go up to coming up because
Sure.
I mean, really, 2021. I think the biggest haul with the game has been this build because there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes in this one. But looking to the road ahead, we've been kind of prepping for some other platform work.
Yep.
I guess, Logan, why don't you tell them what we signed up for?
Yep. So for those of you who have been to any of the shows that have seen us, either that be PAX or NakaCon, one thing that is a very consistent question that we always get is, hey, will this be on Steam? And at that point, the answer was no. Well,
But we're looking at it.
But happy to say that we are on the Steam store. I don't think you
We're
can.
not public yet.
We're not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not public facing. You can't wish list it yet, but we're getting to that point, and so we will be. This game will be on Steam.
Yep.
As well as Steam Deck.
Yep.
Yep.
That comes out next year.
Yep.
Yeah. Shane has pre-ordered one, so we'll hopefully get
Yep.
some testing in early.
We'll have at least one unit we can use. And Steam recently did a Steam Deck developer event where they kind of covered some ways that you could pre-build an environment to build your game for native support. They obviously have Proton, where you can kind of bring over a non-native app and run it
Like a
on
Windows
that.
game. Yeah.
But we've already done, if you followed along, we've already done a lot of work to make our engine and the game cross-platform compatible. We have it building on Linux, Mac, Windows, and Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Like we can build it natively for pretty much any platform now. So following their advice, we kind of got a build environment set up to mimic the Steam Deck, and we got it building and running.
Yep.
So in theory, when we get our Steam Deck in, it should be hopefully a few hours of
Yeah.
just like running our
Honestly,
script, setting it up, and
So if
giving
you
it
It
a
should
run.
be much.
So you're telling me that if you build it,
They will come.
Konsui Fighter will come.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're really excited because I think, since we initially set out on the project with the goal of designing this game for mobile, obviously the mobile gaming marketplace has changed a lot. I
Yeah.
think, I still think it's really good that we're trying to hit that niche of capturing a full fighting game experience for mobile, like an elaborate story, lots of characters, local
No
multiplayer support,
microtransaction.
and actually
no
having
simplified
a
stuff.
mechanical
Yeah.
tournament fighter that works on a touch screen interface. I think that's great, but we want to make the game available to so many more people. So having that support on desktop and other portable systems that have traditional controls, I think that's just going to help more people experience the game, grow the community more. It's going to be great. So we're pretty excited about it.
I guess we should say, like, barring outside situations, we expect to have like full cross-compatible cross-play.
Yeah.
We don't see why we want to limit it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to try to have cross-play support as much as possible. I don't think there should be any issue with the concept of someone on mobile playing with someone on a desktop PC locally, someone on Steam Deck playing with someone on mobile or on PC. Like, all those should be supported. Now, we have been looking into support for Switch.
Yeah.
I do think that is probably going to require a little bit more work initially to get our engine running in that environment, but it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. We have some ideas that should make it easier.
I do not know yet what kind of limitations we might face there in cross-play support. I suspect local Wi-Fi multiplayer probably not going to be a big hurdle. But when we start talking about our full online play support across systems, we'll have to see where we are at that point.
Some platforms have certain restrictions, so it depends.
But our intent is to make it as supported as possible because we want this community to be able to play together.
Yep.
Switch support still on our radar. I need to honestly check in. We talked about this recently, but the latest process, I don't know how much I can say under our NDA, but just suffice to say, the process so far has kind of been geared to where we would probably have one initial shot to get approval to bring it to Switch. We want to make sure the game is as full-featured as possible when we approach that. So we're holding on that support until we're closer to release just to make sure that, we can bring it as quickly as possible and as full-featured as possible.
Traditionally, a lot of the consoles want to prove that you are an actual company and you're actually doing a product instead of just giving it out to everybody.
And they favor the fact that we've already brought it to other platforms. So if we can say, hey, this game's already out on Steam, Steam Deck, mobile.
And we still have the goal of like really focusing on the Android version first.
Yes.
And then we can kind of tweak it for these other platforms.
Yeah.
But we're pretty much ready for a lot of those.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, I think the big thing in next year, I think we'll share with you guys, even though it may not be accessible on the store, we'll show you guys like the Steam Deck build running. Mm-hmm. If anyone else ends up getting a Steam Deck, we could show off some multiplayer. And we've got many exciting things to come. And then I guess the last big thing is, my goal is to try to have us wrap 1.3 by the end of this year. So just in the next few weeks. We're close. I think I have like one more little segment to finalize the script on.
He can almost taste it.
And there's a lot going into it, right? I mean, the story mode is one of the bigger things that's still outstanding. And I'm having to, do the initial draft pass of all the dialogue. All the remaining soundtrack tracks were down. I took inventory the other day. I think we're down to like 10 to 12. Tracks that are like open compositionally.
Out of what, like 40?
Out of 65.
Jeez.
Some
of those are really short.
Yes, a number of them are short loops for like dialogue bag. But I mean, there's a lot of music, and that's a testament, I think, to how rich of a game and story we're trying to bring with Konsui Fighter. So, I'm trying to get some headwind on that. There's a lot of pieces to it. And then that will get us at the point where we're just about, I think, over the halfway mark on like full draft status. So the intent is to get dialogue, script, story, soundtrack, and draft. And then once draft is there, we'll do a light secondary pass on like final mastering, compositional tweaks, editing, and re-jiggamifying of dialogue and things like that. So pretty excited for it. It's turning out pretty good. You two don't know because I gave Jas a little sneak peek, but I got one of the more recent things I did, I think last week. I got a pretty pivotal soundtrack track done for, I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say
big moment?
One of the big moments in the story, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And Jax thought it was really cool. But I want to do, and I think I've mentioned this before, at least when I have the draft, what I want to do is put together a cinematic of the story.
Oh, sure.
So we can watch through it, kind of share feedback and get everybody's thoughts. But really happy with how it's turning out. So
Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm stoked.
yeah.
It's really all coming together.
Yeah,
we're getting
right.
down to like the last small chunks.
Yeah, I mean, we've got character to do, some AI refinement, the rest of the training and story, and then we're kind of close to our feature parity for release 1.0.
We have some multiplayer we need to kind of tweak and test again,
and we have a lot of features that we'll be focusing on post-launch for both balancing improvements. On obviously, that's going to be an ongoing thing based on player, playing and getting feedback about the balance. But even features for getting the desktop modes and other things.
Like we need to tweak the menus to be better suited for desktop. There's like other future stuff like localizations we've talked about. So that'll be a big chunk of work to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, yep.
As far as shows for next year, so this kind of goes in about that.
Yeah.
But a few big things is the past few years we've always gone to PAX South.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately PAX had an official posting about a month ago that PAX South is no longer an event that they will host. So for the time being, until they do something else, put it somewhere else, I don't know.
I assume once all this stuff is over, they'll do at least like something in the middle of the country, whether it's south or north. Or
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I think we were fortunate to be able to be a part of it for the last couple of years. And the last year they held it, we were a featured game at Rising. So that's an awesome way to have been a part of that show. And, thanks again to everybody who visited us and give us your feedback. It's been really helpful. So, yeah.
But
then Naka as well.
Yep. And then for those of you who have seen us at NakaCon, they also posted about a month or a little less than a month ago that due to the pandemic and all that, they are highly likely to not continue Naka after this year.
Which they've been doing it for 20 years now?
Yeah.
Quite a while.
Which is really sad.
So for those of you who go to Naka and really enjoy it, I highly encourage you to donate to their cause. If you go to nakacon.com/donate, you can kind of see what their goal is and all that. Because it's a non-for-profit, it is
tax
deduction and all that.
And obviously,
keep that in mind.
The year before last is when this all started, and they had to cancel last minute.
Yeah,
that
it was
day.
I think 15 minutes before picking up badges was to open. They had to make the call.
They had to eat that entire year's worth of cost.
It's
they
rough.
said it was a little over $200,000.
Yeah.
So but they actually tickets went on sale for 2022.
Yeah.
For their May show.
I think they said no matter what, they'll at least do this last one.
Right.
Yeah. But they're not sure.
So we will be there.
Sure.
And if they keep going, we will again continue to be there. But if not, at least we'll be there on their last show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, even if they can't secure funding for next year, maybe if there's enough interest from the community, they can come back in a later time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just tough right now for live events and cons and stuff. But
even with that one anime convention in Omicron, it's just a bad year in general. Still, I think things are slowly getting better in some areas, but man,
it's rough.
Yeah,
but
just got to stay positive somehow.
So definitely stay tuned to our channels, youtube.com/Circean Studios. And
I think we'll have good news this year.
Twitch.tv/Circean Studios, because we're going to continue streaming well into next year to keep sharing updates with you guys.
We've talked about doing a Gundam stream again.
Yeah, we've been a little out of sync on our streams. There's just been so much going on this year. It's
work.
And just some rough things behind the scenes at home that have made it a pretty intense year. So hopefully we can kind of hit our stride again here in the new year.
Next year's 2022, people.
Yep.
What? Where was 2020 and 21?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's funny because Allison reminded me, because I was talking about like, oh, I still have the videos of when Bernadette first came to stay, because I like, Bernadette and Gemma are our two dogs, and like I recorded because Gemma had no clue what was going on. We teased her for like a week leading up to this, and we put 2 kennels in front by the window, and she was confused as to why there were 2 kennels there. And then, like, she let me know she was on her way home, and I took Gemma out to sit outside and wait for her to get there. So I recorded the whole thing, and I told Allison, I was like, I still have that. She's like, can you believe that wasn't even a year ago? And I was like,
wait, what?
It hasn't even been a year?
Yeah.
I'm like, that feels like forever ago. So much that has happened, like, in the last year. That it's just crazy.
And at the same time, almost nothing in some areas.
Right.
So
it's really, it's been a disproportionate period of time. So hopefully we can get some degree of more normalcy in the new year.
Normalcy of like 2 years or more ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But all right. Well,
should we go to the exciting part?
I guess it's time.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's time. It's time.
You hit the button. It's officially time.
It's time for gifts. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure I set the exposure to not automatic.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So,
all right.
Who's going to start?
I don't know. Who's going to start?
Whose is this?
That is Shane's. It got over there.
It's because it's right there. I'll let Shane go.
Okay, I guess I'm starting.
I'm going to go put this away so that it doesn't accidentally get thrown away with the wrap.
That would be bad.
Ugh, man.
I didn't use enough tape,
No, they're like so tightly wrapped compared to mine, where the ends are kind of clumped on.
So this was actually extra paper from Ellen's gifts. So I put your paper on the top just to make sure, and then it was just excess paper, so it's like 5 layers of. It's super wrapped.
Yeah, it's like I can't get it to wrap that tightly. No way.
So there's multiple games obviously on your list, but I know this one.
This is one that I've been wanting to get for a very long time.
I started it. Yep. It's very fun. I love this company.
It is really good. Yeah. Dragon's Crown Pro.
Dragon's Crown.
Nice. Yeah, I've been wanting to play this for like forever.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
There's Vanillaware's software and art style is so cool.
Comes with skill copies.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't this like they did a follow-up release. It was like a bundled collection. Or it was like a kind of a Game of the Year type.
It's like a steelbook type thing.
Right, yeah. That's really cool.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've got 2 games to play.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Another one in the pile.
We'll talk about what we've been playing in the final segment about that.
You can open that, but then I have one for Shane. That's similar. So why don't you both open?
Okay.
You can still open it first if you want.
Yeah, I'll let you kind of go. We'll time this to be...
Okay, now, because you just did one.
Right, yeah.
Let's Sean, why don't you?
That one, okay?
That, sure. I was like, there's ones that say 1 and 2 for each of you, so you want to open up the 1 first before the 2.
Sure. 10. 10. Yep. Is this math?
Oh,
this game.
Yeah. So that's cool.
One of the channels I watch, they actually did this with like a mathematician. And some other people.
Yep. So I got that at
Gen Con.
I forgot I went to Gen Con this year.
So it's a bit mathy, but you have to like get the lowest numbers. But if you get like sequence of numbers, the lowest one is what counts. And then you have these beads that you can use to like pass, because otherwise you'd have to take it, or you can take it and you get those beads, and those beads are actually points.
I will tell you. You can explain this, and it doesn't make sense. You just have to play it. Because, like, when I played, they were trying, I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, let's just start going.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because it's almost, there's different colors.
Yeah.
And I got 1 through 10 of one color, and I was like, oh, yeah, I totally won. No, I got last. Because it was more people that got more sequential numbers. of different colors,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, but I got this, and it doesn't matter. And I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
feels like Uno or something, but it's not quite.
but it was fun. I was
Yeah.
like, I kind of wish that.
For a game with simple math, it is really interesting, and there's enough strategy where you still have to think about it.
But yep, so when I got it, I was like, this seems like a Sean kind of game.
Sure, I enjoyed watching somebody play it, so
Nice.
yeah, we'd like this.
Yeah.
And it's always an easy one. Like if we just want to throw out a game and play it real quick. So,
Nice.
yeah, cool. Do we want to keep these somewhere?
I think we usually end up
Sure.
with a pile in the middle.
Ah.
Yeah.
Logan,
You
I guess?
might want to close that blind.
I was wondering.
Oh.
It's starting to be
because
blinded.
as you can tell, it's like starting to.
Logan's looking very holy.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm like, oh
Still
no,
light and-
it's still like there's this little crack right
sun
there
will
It'll
that's
move.
not wanting.
Scoot over.
Yeah. All right, so
All right. I'm gonna let you kind of start tearing first because I gotta find a spot to grab. This.
Yeah.
I'm doing this part.
Okay.
Good thing I put that on the bottom.
What?
This is so cool.
Oh yeah.
So, some of you guys knew about this.
Yep.
But
I
went and bought
totally
it.
forgot about this.
Yeah. So you got PlayStation. He got a Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I got an extra PlayStation for me, but I figured you might want to start collecting them.
Oh,
They're
sure.
not that much,
Oh,
and they're
nice.
still available.
That
It
is awesome.
It is a PlayStation Gundam set.
These things are insane.
Yeah.
Look at
they
this.
have really
I didn't
fine
open the box.
pieces.
Yeah. They have a CD that you put in there,
Yep.
and you individually put together parts of the controller, and the whole
That's-
thing's only a couple 3 inches wide or something.
Huh. That's really cool.
It's
Yeah, that's
really
pretty
detailed.
dope.
I hope they have other ones. I only saw these two right now.
Nice.
It only kind of
That
goes
is
with my
awesome.
sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned recently you don't have a Saturn
I
yet.
know. Saturn is one of the next systems I was looking to try to acquire.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
really cool.
Well, maybe you guys can watch us build these
Yeah.
on stream sometime.
Yeah.
Nice. What's next?
Mm.
almost need to,
Why
work
don't
for
we, you and I, both do ours together?
Okay.
Oh, okay, sure.
These.
Yep.
They're just something small and fun, but yeah, I thought that would, blind you.
Yeah. Oh, especially him.
Digimon.
Digimon.
It's on.
Is that the right
bitches.
color?
Oh, yeah.
So we each have a Digimon. This is a re-release of the classic one.
Yep.
So it's like a Tamagotchi, but you can battle them because you connect them, link them together, and you can fight one another with your shit to see who's been raising their Digimon more effectively, Logan.
I never did these.
I didn't either. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I had so many Tamagotchi back in the day. I
Mhm.
was big on Tamagotchi. I had
It was a cool
two or
idea.
three classic ones. I had the R2D2 one that I'm pretty sure some kids stole from me at school.
Jared.
I had the Pikachu Pocket one. But anyway, I always wanted one of these, and they did them
Oh.
recently with a re-release.
You can get a different one every
Yes.
time you
Yep.
play.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. There's a bunch of different ones to collect.
I want to get a super rare, but then I don't want to kill it.
Digital
Yep.
monsters.
So.
I like how mine is basically hot pink.
So the funny thing about them is they had just really weird colors.
Yeah.
Traditionally, they always had super weird colors. I figured you could get the orange one because that made sense. And for you, it was either that or I think white. Or
sure.
it was a weird white and a dark green or something not very appealing looking. So I thought it's at least corally.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
nice. I got purple. So
Nice.
yeah. So we're gonna have to, raise our
Battle.
little
Battle
Digimon
now.
and see who's
Try not to kill it.
who's the
Yes.
best trader.
Yes, so there were 3 different colors.
Are you ready, Logan? Are you ready for all the digital poo?
You gotta clean your digital box. All right, so that was us. So you,
Is all
Shane,
him?
why don't you take that
That's
one?
a 2.
Oh, okay.
That's a 2. Oh, that's me.
Well, that's yours. So is
one.
that the one? No. Okay, that works.
Sure.
Okay. What if I do it really slowly?
We're streaming for a while.
Right. I was gonna say, we got a pad. Pad.
I ate before this, so we're good.
Ooh. You just found all these AEG games.
Yeah.
Whirling Witchcraft.
I've not seen that one.
Interesting. I've not heard of this one
So
either.
it's interesting. So you're making spells,
Nice.
right?
And you have a cauldron?
I see.
You have a
There's a little
cauldron.
cauldron. Nice.
So you have a cauldron, and you put stuff in the cauldron, and you
shift it
around,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of those pieces go onto that person's board
Mhm.
or your opponent's
I
board.
see it's got kind of a hot potato type mechanic because, like,
Kinda.
it could blow up
Oh.
on them.
And so if
That's
they're
really cool.
so they have like a mana pool,
Mhm.
and if they
Mhm.
go over, so because let's say we're going this way,
Right.
I want to look at yours and be like, okay, so all of your white squares are about to go over. I want to try to give you as much white as I can because any of them that overflow come back to me in a permanent pool, and then whoever has a permanent pool filled up, they win.
Nice. That's really cool.
Huh.
So
Nice.
you
It's like-
have to be very strategic.
Yeah,
on-
in like timing. Okay, I want to give this person this many and this rotation. That's really cool.
It reminds me of the
Nice. Well, thanks, Logan.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have so many games to try.
Yeah. Reminds me of the Mario Party things where you have to like not wake
Yeah.
up the thing.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I got a Gen Con.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't know any board game companies, so
Well, in a way, that's
Yeah.
good because you're going in just checking out different stuff.
right. So I got to play that one and the 10 one, which
Yeah.
is why they're both AEG.
Well, it's also nice because like some of these are really hard to find outside
Yes.
of things like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard of some of the AEG games, like the other one that you got me, the Ninja one.
Oh,
I
is
think
that it?
I
think
and-
the biggest
or the
game,
mage.
the game that I played
It was-
there that I know that I've heard of is Tiny Towns.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
But yeah, I've seen their stuff, and it is kind of like not as commonly distributed. So,
Sure.
thanks. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. Let's see. Okay,
What's next?
Sean, I guess.
I guess.
that's yours.
Last one. It's in front, so sure.
Just gotta-
One of my aunts is really bad because she'll like carefully take off the paper. and
You
then
might
fold it
want to
back in.
just try to untape it. 'Cause,
Sure. Some of this paper is really thick.
Yeah. Plus, I think I
sparkly.
was facing that way.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah.
So it was funny. Since I decided what I was going to get Shane, I at least wanted to tell him about it because it was really cool. And I was like, "Hey, so we've been playing Star Citizen. There's these companies that makes these like cool
Oh, there you go. I couldn't tell.
Make these,
Yeah. You need to cut the tape on top.
on top."
Yeah, like here and
Oh, I didn't see that. They make these really cool like miniature models of the ships in game. He's like, "Oh yeah, about that."
there. Yep.
So yeah, they're like
Ooh.
super detailed like models of the ships we've been playing.
Yep, and this is one of the ships that you have in the game, although
A
it's a slightly
variation,
different
yeah.
variant because I picked the wrong one.
That's
but,
fine.
yep,
So yeah, this is.
but
the
it's just an excuse
freelancer.
to collect more of them, right?
Oh.
Hey, there you go.
Nice
That's
The
just a
old
little thank you
message from them, actually handwritten.
card. So he kind of knew what this was.
Yeah, they're really cool. Like we're gonna end up getting.
but
A
they're
whole
not
set.
like they're not huge.
Yeah.
but like they are super detailed for the scale, which is pretty cool.
And they even sell other parts. Like they sell the like storage crates
Yeah.
that would go inside the ship.
Everything's to scale, so
Yeah.
you could put little cargo, or you could get a little rock mining cart and put it in there. The interior is full
Oh, wow.
model.
You can tell it's resin printed.
Yeah. So
But they ship from like England.
UK,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Sweet.
That'll be
and
fun.
you have like an official so you
Oh,
have
like
the
card?
one because they're limited production.
Ah.
So this is the 112th freelancer that they've
Nice.
produced. Very cool.
You know what they say about 112? It's 12 after 100.
It is.
Damn
Last I heard.
It's the number just before 113.
Would that be unlucky? Well, thanks.
Yeah. Should be
I
fun
like
to put
these
together.
Boxes
We're gonna
with magnets.
Yeah. That red one is for you.
This one?
Yeah.
Did I open this one? The last one that was opened by me
Invoice.
was
You're due to open.
right.
so.
But I'm just saying, like, was it from you or you?
It
For
was
me.
the
It was the these, I think.
the models.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess the Digimon thing you guys
that,
did, but
yeah.
All right.
that wasn't from me.
I'm gonna just do
Somewhere.
this one. This one right here. This one right here.
You already know what it is, holding it in your hand, and you're thinking, damn
Does he?
it.
Does he know?
Damn it.
He
What?
talks.
Ew.
That's what he said.
It feels like
I owe Sean
The
a
thing
little
that
bit
he
of...
really hates.
yeah. I owe Sean a little bit on this one, although it was something that I was planning on getting you, but I didn't think it was out.
Yep.
And then he was like, no, it's here. So I was like,
oh wow, cool! It is the Heroes Feast, the official Dungeons and Dragons cookbook.
it's supposed to be like really
It looks
good.
really cool.
I saw somebody who like kind of reviewed it, who tried some stuff, and like they really liked it.
Which is
So-
funny because I also, it was for his birthday, but it just came in the
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 cookbook.
Right.
Right.
Two
You've got a lot of gaming
from two
themed-
worlds
Yep.
that I really
Yep.
like. So
Yep.
sweet. I will definitely
We'll have to like
have
see.
it
We're
some-
secretly doing this so that
Yeah.
Logan can
Make
just
it
cook
more
us
dinner.
more.
I'll
more
just
nice
make you
stuff.
iron rations. How about
There
that?
you go. Sure.
That's something in game.
Yeah.
Are they like dried and iron?
It's just cheese, meats, dates, and nuts. It's
Huh.
basically
That sounds pretty
it's
good.
basically
actually.
trail
Like
mix.
trail
Sure,
mix. Yeah,
That works.
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. I'm going to. You guys can see just a very.
Just the title.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna kind of have trouble
Yeah.
stacking all these, I think. But
I didn't even know it was like a thing.
Yeah.
so it's
I
funny.
forgot about
I
it.
sent it to you guys in the summer when they like announced it was a thing, but I didn't think it was coming out until like early next year. So Sean was at tabletop and he's like,
Hey.
"It's here," and I was like, "Well, shit, yeah." So there you go.
Yeah.
See, I would have expected. So one of my coworkers, Hillary, is on. Hi, Hillary.
Yeah.
And so she's like, she usually gets the stuff. So I'm
Nice.
surprised that she's never told me
Nice.
Unless I just ruined it because.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So Shane, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just opened one.
You did before him. What about that one? It's not a two.
Sure. Says to Shane from Logan.
I thought it said from Ellen, and I was like,
Oh.
"Oh crap, that wasn't supposed to come." But I'm pretty sure that I didn't.
No freaking way.
Nice.
Okay, so I remember I heard this was going to be a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I bookmarked it like a year ago or something, and completely forgot about it, and I didn't know it had come out yet. But yeah, Ravensburger made an actual licensed Gargoyles game, and I know some folks got like an early preview of it, and it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I was about to say, wasn't
Um,
she on the cover?
Yeah, they're like their recent games from this team. The last one we played was the Universal Monsters one.
Mm.
So this is the same. I think this is the same designer. I could be wrong about that, but I think it might be the same group over at Ravensburger that
The
did this one.
yeah. So when I was walking around the vendor hall, I saw that,
Mhm.
and they're like,
4 different.
backers don't
Yeah.
even have this yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
assume
that
they do by
happens.
now.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like backers, you don't have it yet. And I was
That's
like,
crazy.
so they're like, if you haven't backed it,
that's
this is
awesome.
the only place to get it.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, dude, I
Sold.
have to buy
I
it.
was
Yeah.
gonna say, how much did you watch the show back in the day?
I watched it a lot.
I watched a decent
me
amount.
too.
Yeah.
It's a really good show.
Yeah.
I actually need to add that on my Plex server. That
Oh,
was something
sure.
I meant to do.
It
But-
was, yeah, so the last day, because I was
Nice.
worried they were going to sell out. So I think I bought that one day because I'm like, I just can't.
Move the Digimon over.
Yeah, here,
I
let's
only need
lay
one of
them. Let's lay.
I
Yeah.
can't afford if that gets sold. So,
There we go.
Thanks,
but
Logan.
it wasn't the last. But what was the last one was that Taco Bell game.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you did mention that. Yeah, they were like almost out. Okay,
Sure.
why don't Oh, okay.
Sean,
I guess.
would you like to
I
open
guess.
the coolest present?
The coolest.
Is it officially the
That,
coolest?
that piece of paper.
Sure. Yeah.
The
it's a
smallest
piece of
yet
paper.
coolest.
So,
Hey, if it was like a check
Yep,
for
go
$1
for it,
million,
go for it.
that's
Yeah.
pretty damn cool.
I did
Somebody win the
not.
Powerball without telling
I didn't even have time to print anything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you get a nice personal handwritten letter.
Oh, I thought it was just the envelope.
No,
It's like I didn't
that
have
would have
time to
been
print
funny.
it, so
if
it's
it was
just an envelope.
that. It's complimentary.
It hasn't shipped yet.
No, it hadn't even shipped.
Origin Jump Works.
You
gear on the way.
got some merch
Nice.
from Origin on the way. So I'll
Nice.
leave it a little vague as to what.
Yeah.
but, I mean, there's only
I was
so
looking
many,
at it recently.
there's
thinking,
only
like,
so
should I
many
wanna
things
buy
on the store.
something?
Yeah. So
Nice.
I'll let you know, but like none of it has shipped.
Sure.
So and
Yeah.
I'm assuming with the shipping thing that
Oh,
it's going to be a little bit
holidays.
So I guess since you're not explaining, or you're not saying what the item is,
So
what is the theme of it?
yeah, so
for people?
Origin Jump Works, if you play Star Citizen, they have a lot of actual like ship companies that manufacture the different ships in the game. Origin is kind of like the high-end like luxury brand. All their stuff is like
One of my favorite
really
brands, yeah.
sleek. Yeah, I really like them too. But yeah, so they sell merch branded from the different companies, and I got a couple things
Nice.
for Sean. So
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
one Origin ship so far.
Yep.
I'll probably buy
I have
more.
one as well, the
Yeah,
400
yeah.
guy. Yep.
Yours is nicer, but
I mean, they each serve different
Yeah,
functions.
mine's a
in the
race
game.
one, so-
Yeah. But yeah,
nice.
Cool. All right.
Logan, why
do you
don't
wanna-
you open
Or
this?
he could open one that's similar to that in a way.
Oh, sure.
The tiny-
Oh, yes, yeah. Do that one. Do that. See, Logan got a lot of tiny bags,
Uh-huh,
but there is a thematic difference between them.
Sure.
So that's the Beetlejuice bag, right?
Beetlejuice.
The stripes.
Oh, I'm like,
Right.
these are cats, dude.
These are cats.
Cattle juice.
All right. So,
It's not very exciting because of course it hasn't shipped, but I think it looked cool.
but it's
The
coming.
theme of
gonna be
Christmas
amazing.
2021.
It's not
Here's
coming.
your thing. It hasn't shipped yet.
This is
but-
actually the only thing that hadn't shipped of mine, and
Yeah.
it should be soon, but it didn't make it this
Ooh,
month.
It's
It's a model for
a model
the initial D
for
card.
the AE86.
Yep.
AE86.
So of course, when I was looking, there's like 4 different models of that. Some of them suck, but this one was pretty good.
Yep.
There was another one I was thinking about, but it was out of stock, where it actually has I forget his name, the main character, like sitting in the front seat. But
Nice. Yeah, we have a lot of
Well,
models.
cool,
for-
man. Sweet. Thanks.
yeah,
I'm gonna
fun.
look forward to putting
It's
that
it's like a
together.
decent sized model too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
like.
figure you can go on one of your desks.
Do you like my car? I guess Shane.
I don't know
Do you have
what
anything
order.
from? Is this Shane's?
No, that's yours. This is Shane's.
Okay.
Okay. It's a box.
Yep.
It's a
Oh
shoe
my
box.
God.
I didn't even put names on them because I was just trying to remember
I
my paper.
couldn't put names on mine because I couldn't find a.
By the way, if you guys
Thing.
have heard intermittent like thunks throughout the
Oh yeah,
stream,
we're at Santa's workshop. We
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
to mention that.
It's
So.
very busy this
so
time of
yeah,
year.
we're getting a lot of.
I was wondering.
It was on your list,
Yep. Nice.
and I found it.
Oh man, it's heavy arms. So fun story, and I feel like I've mentioned this before. When I got into 3D modeling, one of the first things I modeled was heavy arms. Like I just got some good reference shots and figured out how to model them, and it's really okay. This is really kind of lame, but you know what? I'll bear my geekiness in public. I did renders and submitted them framed to the state fair, the
Yep.
Virginia State Fair,
Heard this one.
and I got first place in that category. Probably only because there was like almost nobody else that did it. I also had one year I did a really pretentious, like stupid art thing where I got a skybox that was like a really high res like sunset scene type thing, and I did like a plane of glass and a glass sphere that reflected everything, and I rendered it in Anaglyph 3D. So it was that and it had 3D glasses attached to it so you could see the 3D. And that also got first place. Because I think, like,
3D.
nobody did anything in Virginia
Sure.
in the computer graphics category.
It was still new.
But it was fun. I was pretty proud of the Heavy Arms model, though. I'd never rigged it for, like, animation.
Moving. That would be a lot
But
harder.
it should have been capable.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still have it on backup somewhere.
So this is
This is the Endless Waltz version that he's got like the giant freaking Gatling pack.
There's two main versions. There's one where it's like white and orange, and there's like a blue and white or something.
It's like the dark blue and the white.
The other one, he has 2 guns on each arm. This one he has like just one big one.
Nice. This is awesome.
Yeah. So I was kind of back and forth on which one to get, but this is what you had in
It's
your
Heavy
list.
Arms, so I would not have cared.
And this is a really good one.
Yeah,
it was between this and another one that was like hard to get.
Nice.
Because one of the other ones was I think a perfect grade, but it's like not out yet or limited quantity.
I mean, Heavy Arms in general is just hard to get,
for some
which
reason.
is weird because he's just as popular
Yep.
as some of the others. But thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of models to build, but it's a good problem to have. So,
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can just see his top.
All right. Is it Sean or Logan next?
Sean.
Okay. So you've opened everything from me, so you need to start opening some stuff from Logan.
Here's a Logan one.
I think.
Sure.
No, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm just trying to think ahead.
Sure. It's upside down. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this one. I've seen it in the store. I've not actually played it.
Nice.
Onitama.
So it's this really interesting martial artsy tactic type board game.
It looks like a mini version of
but
chess
like
in
it's
the picture.
right. I was like, it's
wow.
and it's like heavily Japanese themed
really
and all
cool.
that.
Yeah.
So
The box
I
design
tried
cool.
to play it.
I
tried. Well, it's Gen Con, and it's really hard to get into these games. And I saw it, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to try that because I might want to get it for Sean."
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's like, "Oh, it's so good," and I never had a chance to try it. And I was like, "Screw it! I'm sure he'll."
I mean,
like
if people were digging at it, Gen
Right.
Con, that's a good sign. So.
nice. Choking hazard 0 to 3.
Oh, Logan, you're not going to be able to play.
It's only 2 players too. Interesting. Yeah. I'll try it out.
Sweet.
I think I want to say I've seen the cover somewhere, but I can't remember.
Well, go ahead and open up number 2 while you're at it.
Okay. It's a tiny one. Oh, shit.
Someone said, "Shane, watch your back. I'll fight you with your bare hands to get that heaven arm kick."
Someone said, huh? Oh, so it's like a ninja version?
Oh,
It's the expansion.
It's the expansion
Nice.
that's like ninjas. That's pretty
Light
cool.
and Shadow. Is it
Nice.
still 2-player? I guess so. Nice.
So yeah, I got both of them.
Yeah, I like the art.
I don't think
Very
they were
cool.
playing the expansion, but I just saw it and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll get it.
Nice. Thanks.
Yep.
We have so many things to catch up on.
I know.
This?
Yep, that's you.
Okay.
Oh, wrong way.
All right.
I guess this will be you.
Okay.
Whoa. Are you sure this is?
No, that's sorry.
for
Are
sorry.
you sure this?
Well, that should be your next.
Okay.
Are you sure
I thought
this
there was a little
is for me, Sean?
Yeah. You had it on your list. So, unless you forgot about it,
Oh, dope.
it looked really
is-
cool.
Yeah, I don't know which Gundam this is, but it looks
Never
really
seen
cool.
Epion? Oh, he's really cool.
Yeah, he's like one of the bosses, I think.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that like.
He has a huge whip.
Well, I like their Endless Waltz stuff.
Yeah,
yes,
So,
it's really cool the variants that they have.
Yep.
And you had that on your list a long time, so I
Have
didn't
you,
know if you
like,
forgot about it.
Seen Endless Waltz?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
Of
decent.
most of the Gundam ones, you'd probably like that. Some of the
Yeah.
other Gundams go a little too far into politics, but yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I
Yeah.
remember enjoying it quite a bit.
It has some like teenage angsty moments, but it's anime, so
Right.
Yeah, sweet.
nice.
A lot of the Gundams I picked just because they would look.
Oh,
really
yeah.
They look cool.
I
and
totally
they're
forgot
denim
myself.
shirts, Yeah.
and that one looks pretty sick.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
a
will
pretty
be-
big one for
I will
most
be
of your
happy
models.
to put it together. This will be my first master.
I was
grade,
wondering, yeah.
because I don't have a lot of faith in myself with
you
master.
got
grade.
it.
It's not
You
that
got it.
hard. It
It's-
just takes
it's-
more time.
Honestly, because like I did one,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was that much.
You did
more
a perfect
crazy.
grade.
I've started the perfect
Oh, I
grade.
guess we
I
didn't
need to
finish it.
keep going with it on our
The
next
hardest thing with the higher grades is stickers and like some of the tiny parts.
Mhm.
But the rest of it just takes more time. There's more layers.
Let's see. Basil says now I need to get a talkies.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Just get the whole set.
Actually, changed her.
Don't die. Is it again?
Because it's going counterclockwise.
I just
a one and a two,
seems.
so-
Uh oh. So do I need to open both these in order like he did those?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Who was this one?
That is Logan. So that'll be
That'll
his
be your
next
last
one.
one.
I gotta explain the wrapping.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Yay.
Picture perfect.
Yep.
So-
Okay. So,
Interesting.
have you ever heard of this game?
I haven't, but just looking at it, is it about staging particular?
Yes.
Like-
So,
Reminds me
I
of-
played this.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, this game is so weird that Shane, I think, would love it.
Nice.
So it's called Picture Perfect, right? So you have these cards that are like, this person doesn't want to sit next to
that
this person. They want to sit at this place at the table.
Huh.
They don't want to be across this person.
It's like the
And-
wedding table
Yeah.
Also,
simulator.
so if you look at the back, you can kind
Yeah.
of see what it fully looks like. And
There's a lot of figures kind of arranged around.
and
the table
then
there.
so then what you do, right? So once we have all, because it's 4 players, so
Right,
each of
right.
us have the same thing, except each of us will get a different layout, and so you take a picture when it's all done. Doesn't matter how you do it, but you have to take a picture.
Right.
Then there are rules for the points that are given based on the picture that you took.
So kind of Pokemon Snap-ish a little bit, where it's like graded or scored.
Kind of. So like there could be, it's like, okay,
That's
so
cool.
this person wanted to make sure that they weren't standing next to this person.
In
okay,
the
is
shot.
that right? So is
Yeah.
that true? Yes. Okay. They also don't want their face seen.
Uh-huh.
So depending on the angle in which
Yeah,
you took the picture,
yeah.
if you can't see their face,
That's
there's
a
another
really
point.
cool idea.
That is neat.
That is really neat.
So-
So just take it with our phone, I guess.
yeah, that's a
Like
really
when
cool
we
idea.
saw it in a display case, and I'm like, this looks like Clue.
Yeah,
Right,
kinda
right,
does.
yeah.
So they were having demos at their booth, and I was like, okay, sure. And we were like in the middle or in between sessions. And I was like, yeah, let's play this. And so we played like a super fast thing, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
really neat.
Shane
That's a
really
very different idea
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
There's
we're gonna have a
still
lot.
so much
to-
innovation
I
in
know.
board games.
Tabletop is really entering kind of a good renaissance period.
Well, it's
right
kind of like
now.
the indie game scene,
Yeah.
just for tabletop.
It's just taking off, which is great.
Yeah.
Circean Studios, brought to you by Gen Con.
Yeah,
Basically.
exactly. I know. We're
Did you bring an
definitely gonna be
entire
gaming
luggage just for?
for days?
It
Like
was,
we've talked about streaming some of our just general tabletop
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We just
it was
haven't before, but
my suitcase was a quarter filled with clothes there.
Yep.
And it was completely full on the way back.
yeah.
We did something similar before.
All right,
Cool.
Sean.
I guess me, because I have 2. Oh, I see a mech.
Ooh.
Scorpius Fighter. Huh.
So
Nice.
I saw it. It's like a spaceship themed, like resource gathering type board game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excuse me.
Scorpius Freighter. Huh.
2, 4. Yeah, so you're like moving resources around and stuff.
Very cool.
Nice.
Scorpius Freighter. It's another age.
Right.
So when we're bored of moving freight in Star Citizen,
right,
do that.
exactly.
Do it on a board game.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, you get to customize your ship and all that. So I was like,
Very
oh, I
cool.
think Sean would really
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Nice. There's a bunch of variety on some of this too.
Very cool. We're
28 crew cards.
yeah, we're really gonna have
Oh,
way
yeah.
too much to play.
pile.
But
Nice.
at some point I need to throw a picture of my tabletop room up. because I need to get more shelves, and it's already getting kind of rough. All right, Logan. So, what do you notice about the paper on this? The color scheme.
It is white, red, and brown.
Yeah.
Tan.
It's like a bloody poo, and you gotta like pull out
At least
the
there's
poo and the blood. Okay. There's go ahead, just go layer by layer.
I'll do it there so you guys can see.
Well, no, just it's not that big of a deal. Just there's a thing at one point. Feel in there. Hold on. Is there something there?
No,
in the
one?
red?
In the red.
No. Okay, keep going. Pass the red. Take out the red. Is there something in that brown? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So fancy.
Open that up.
First?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the first thing.
You have very sparkly paper, I've noticed.
Yep. Except for
Hey, at least it doesn't come off. That's all that's really...
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You gotta work for it, Logan. I'm just gonna say you caused me a lot of trouble with this.
Ah.
Sorta.
Whoa.
It's a drive for your
It's-
PlayStation.
It is a... not micro SD. Sorry, an M.2 drive for my
PS5.
PlayStation, apparently.
It's a terabyte
So-
Gen 4. So you had a drive that I presumed was for your PlayStation because it mostly met the specs.
But it wasn't
So
exactly what you should have picked.
I ordered it, and then you made a comment that reminded me it had to be Gen 4 for the read speeds, and I looked back at what you bookmarked, and it was Gen 3.
Right, because it was
So
for
I
my
had to-
computer,
But
not
you
my
already
PlayStation.
bought the thing for your computer.
Right, but I put that in there before I bought it for my computer.
He
So-
bought this before you bought
Right,
the
right. But the
computer.
timing was terrible,
Yeah.
so I ended up having to return that and then order this one, and it was like, we don't know when it's going to ship.
I was
but
worried you were
yeah.
going to buy one for your PS5.
And you kept talking about it, and I'm like,
Yep.
stop it. Stop it, Logan. I've already bought you your PS5 storage.
Well,
But yeah, it should work as equivalent as the internal storage.
sweet.
And then...
And it's okay, Sean, because I have 2 of them. So I would need enough.
Yeah, yep. And then just keep it.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Keep going. That's the pain of the guy that...
So what's that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll give you a guess at what that is.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it's...
Just open it.
It's about that size.
Do you want me to
It's
guess?
about
Do you want me to
that
open
size.
it?
I don't know.
Is it a white box?
It could be.
I think it is.
Oh, sweet.
It's the new thermal heatsink for that.
It's a so this company,
Sabrient.
Sabrient,
Yep.
built a custom door for... Oh, God, no. Oh,
Good thing it's shockproof.
they built a custom door for the PS5 because if for those of you who either have a PS5 or have looked at like the upgrading parts, they recommend a heatsink, and so what they did was they built a replacement door for the PS5 that actually has a heatsink built into the door.
Right.
And apparently it gets really good like thermals and all and all that. So I added this to my list because I was like, even if I don't get an SD card now, like I can still use this for when I do. So thanks, man.
Yeah.
You shall be set. And those are pretty easy to install. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be
it's just like
pretty straightforward. So
just pop off the sides.
now
Yeah,
I just
it's
have to
even-
figure
it's
out
hefty.
when. Yeah. It's been really highly reviewed. It just came out recently, but yeah.
Down to 2 left.
Yeah.
Who should go first?
Thanks, Shane. Sorry to be a pain.
It was just more like, God damn it!
That's
of course
why I
the wrong-
specifically called out Gen 3 on.
I know,
The
but
thing.
you did that after, like,
No.
right after I ordered it.
That the wording to that was there the entire time.
You're
On-
talking
on
about
his-
on your list. You made a comment.
There was a comment
Oh,
on
I
there
didn't
when I
see
did.
that.
That's why the
I
one
didn't see
I
it.
put on there was also a Gen 3.
Gotcha.
because I was. I didn't because these
I
because
think
these
part
are
of-
expensive, dude. I
I
wasn't
know.
They are.
expecting you guys to get me one for my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd need one for my computer, and I was like, nah, there's no way they're gonna give me one. So
Well,
and then
there
I had
you
the
go.
opportunity to get the 2 terabyte one.
Yep.
Right.
And-
See, I also
I-
thought you intended it for your PlayStation because it was a 1. Because you mentioned wanting 2 for your PC, but whatever.
Yeah, he has 2 slots or an open slot now, but
But
nice.
hopefully one will be good enough for your PS5. I think that should be a
Oh,
good
yeah.
amount of space. But cool.
Yours is a part 2. Mine's a single.
I guess I'll open.
Sure.
Anyway. You know what these are? It's a box.
I didn't hear most of his things.
It's a mystery.
Board and
No,
blade.
just-
It's
literally-
just a tiny
Oh.
stick.
Tiny little
I
pieces.
thought it was like over the other thing. Did you look at it? You looked at it, didn't you? Didn't you? Ooh, I'm just gonna, like rub some stuff on this. Ooh. Oh,
So
cool.
exclusively,
Yeah,
they were selling these at
the
Gen Con.
standees. Oh, this is cool.
They're plastic
Yeah.
standees instead of cardboard.
Well, and so the cool thing with this is, this reminds me of the game that I got where you make paintings by layering
Yeah.
those transparent cards. These actually have like translucencies, so it's more like, the scene is more formed to the characters and stuff. That's awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, they're like, do you want these? Because we're only selling them at Gen Con. And I was like,
that's awesome.
well, okay, Mr. Salesperson,
Yeah.
I guess.
If I have to.
Nice. Sweet.
Nice.
Thanks.
But so you have the cardboard set that comes in the box, but
and then these translucent ones
Yeah.
for nice. I'll have to they've already got them bagged. I was gonna say I've got like a pile of bags to just organize game pieces, so I'll have to kind of organize that into the base box because I usually try to keep all that together.
One thing that'd be interesting to me for some reason is to make like a tiny little camera, like a Raspberry Pi or something.
To just like shoot the scene. Well, see,
but like
this-
single bits of 35 and expose it.
this would be a really good one for stream actually,
Yeah,
because
maybe.
we could do the
and
IP
put it like up on the
webcam.
street. Yeah.
So you guys could see the shots as we're taking them around the scene, like full screen,
Mhm.
and then we could flash them. We'll have to try.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
One of our next
Should be
streams,
doable.
we'll try Picture Perfect with like a little hand cam, so you guys can.
I
see
can hear
the
you
scene.
guys, but I can't see anyone because of
I know.
the presence.
So the last
Right.
one.
Gee, what could that be?
I don't know. It's just like a picture of somebody's face.
Right. Yep.
Ah.
But
Dungeons and Dragons. Yep.
it's the cartoon series.
I was wondering if I'd get a new calendar.
Yep. Logan has a long-standing tradition every year of getting Sean a new calendar.
I've been using it.
And it's always got to be some kind of theme that's like,
Something that he's been into.
Yeah.
So like
Sure.
last year he was really big into the artwork of Cuphead.
yep.
So I bought him a Cuphead one, and
There's like the Nintendo one.
yeah,
What was this?
I think this is your third one.
Okay.
So,
I couldn't remember if there's one more.
but so I saw this Dungeons and Dragons one, and they had just regular Dungeons and Dragons, and then they had the cartoon,
Huh.
and I was like, you know what? One, I don't even know if you've seen the cartoon.
I have not.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I got it, because I was like, I think it
It's
would be
more
just kind of
obscure.
interesting
Yeah.
Sure.
to, and plus it has like all the character descriptions
Oh,
on
yeah.
the side
Mhm.
and like what their class is and all that. So you kind of, you've never seen the show, but you kind of get to learn about it, like,
Sure.
each month. So
It's fun when they have little facts and
It's
things.
history.
History.
Yeah.
The ancient
it's
lore.
and if you
D&D
ever go to
history.
Gen Con, you'll
Well, no, I
probably
mean the
see
cartoon is
like when
Sure.
we did the like 8-hour D&D session.
Yeah.
One of the DMs was dressed as the DM from the cartoon.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It'd be funny if they did like an adult version of like them 20 years later or something.
Nice.
Presto. Such a geek.
I forgot who did the animation for the original series too.
Yeah, it looks like one of the standard old animation studios. I assume that's a bad guy?
Yep.
Oh, is that the DM?
Yep.
Yeah, DM.
So yeah, there was a guy with just like a bald cap and like
nice
long white hair.
That's awesome. Well, the next thing I had on our agenda, because we can kind of just transition, was to just talk about some recent stuff. So,
nice.
Gaming events, things we've...
A dragon god.
Yep.
Things we've
that's pretty dope.
Played.
Yep.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
As far as gifts go. So for those of you watching who are like, well, I don't want to watch no more gifts.
There's so many hours of content we can get from this.
But yep. So let's see. I mean, we'll let's go with the thing that just happened because I think that's just the easiest to remember.
Sure.
Is the Game Awards.
Yep.
So that happened.
Overall, it's pretty good.
Yeah. To me, I felt like this was one of the better shows of recent years in the sense of the balance of time for the awards, time for announcements, whether or not you felt like there were enough big hitting announcements, but the balance of time and the advertisements. The advertisements for general products were toned down more.
They were more toned down.
And I appreciate that.
They're still like sponsored this, but
it was a little more
I do love that
palatable for sure.
I love that you brought that up during the show. Like, you're like, yeah, I'm really glad there's not any like super big marketing
stuff. And then the next thing
and then it was like, Jeff Goldblum's thing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yep, that was good
you
timing.
jinxed it.
No, but it was much better.
Yeah. They only had like a couple of flubs. There was that one guy that was like way too nervous. And then there was like one part near the beginning where the mic wasn't on for a second. But yeah,
it was pretty good.
I wasn't huge on the music performances, other than like the orchestra's amazing. The Cuphead one was good. But yeah.
Yeah, I do still wish they would let the orchestra just do selections from game soundtracks directly.
Yeah.
More.
Or do that as like the stings in between or something.
Yeah, because like... And I mean, you know, for me, being like a game music person, like, it'd be nice to give different game composers an opportunity to just share direct music from their game at that event.
Or for like the best soundtrack, which they kind of skimmed over.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, at least the person that wins that should have a selection of that. Which
the best score,
yeah.
They did that one year.
They
did. So that it's kind of. I wish they would at least do that, but.
Or it'd even be cool if like a post-show concert.
Yeah,
or something.
Or a post-show concert would be really cool. Actually, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's really like kicked that to Jeff.
I know a lot of people aren't happy with the opening part too, because they say it's pre-show, but it is the show. It is
the show. I don't know why they separate that. Yeah. I mean, it's not Jeff presenting during that segment, but it is the show. Like,
best Nier got best score. Which that would have been really cool to hear live.
Nier Replicant.
Yeah, even if it was like after the show, stay tuned for a presentation from. Or if you're going to do it as a post show, you could almost just do the nominees. But it'd be pretty cool
just to kind of honor them all.
Yeah. But I think. For the most part, I
agreed with most of the awards.
Most of the awards were...
A lot of them I don't have a big stake in. I guess my only thing is, like, it is a little weird that It Takes Two got Game of the Year, but...
Sort of, but...
It's a good game.
It's a really good game.
And it was kind of a weird year, but... Yeah.
I'm more just, like... I'm a little... I whoever won didn't not deserve it.
Sure.
I'm upset that, Ratchet and Clank was super good.
It was weird that they got nothing.
And then Psychonauts 2.
Yeah,
that team put a lot of work into that, and it just, years and years, and they didn't get anything.
They got nominated for like 4 or 5 things, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was kind of a problem that there were a lot of really good things, so it is kind of hard.
And I also really like Age of Empires, like I like that RTS.
That was
I am
weird.
shocked that for the best
Flight
sim, that
It wasn't
Flight Sim didn't get it. I'm
Yeah.
like, that is literally the most simmest of sims.
Yep.
Yeah.
The most accurate sim, and it didn't win.
That was a weird. That was one of the few.
Well,
that
it's a
to
weird
me was
category to
little
put
odd.
those two together because they're very different, but at least they
Yeah.
kind of get some recognition. There's some cool announcements. Nothing like massive, other than I guess Alan Wake 2 and the new Sonic game looks good to me. I hope it's
Yeah.
Star
looks
Wars.
promising. Star Wars looks amazing.
I mean, that was the kind of big thing that I
But
brought.
they're all
was like,
cinematic.
there
trailers.
wasn't
Yeah, a
really
lot of
anything that was like blown out. Like, oh my god, this was like nobody
Right,
saw this
nobody
coming.
Saw this coming.
Except for, I guess, Wonder Woman wasn't ever leaked.
Sure.
And so he made a big deal about that.
Yeah,
But what was positive to see was that there's so much that's coming out
Yes.
next year.
and there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch in like February, which I'm sure will get delayed a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kojima trolled us pretty hard.
Yeah.
And Guillermo del Toro.
Del Toro,
Yeah. Glim.
making fun of
I'm
Been
the-
Laban del
Yeah.
Toro.
I'm the glib
Silent
glum
Hills.
glum de glab, whatever that is. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I think pretty good show.
Yep. Looking forward to next year. I think it'll be a really strong year.
Yeah.
I don't know what all is going to come out at this rate, but we'll see. There's a lot of things without dates, or
Yeah.
at least are just next year. But
Well, there was a good amount that was also coming out like in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
But
also,
we all have seen that happen, where it's like it's coming out then,
Mhm.
and then it gets
Yeah.
pushed.
and honestly, like if you look at the spread, a lot of those were either new studios or indies. Honestly, so
Mhm.
like there's only a handful of like AAA type level of games,
Mm-hmm.
but they all looked really good.
Yep.
Yep, we got to see Lady D from Village.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got best actor, or actress.
Best performance.
Best performance.
I
Yeah,
think.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about it. I will say, like, I do think it's a little unfair because her presence within that game, relative to how much of a presence some of the other nominees had in their games,
Mhm.
was disproportionate. But
I will.
if you're not worrying about the scope of their performance
Yeah.
and just the performance, she really did have a very good performance as the
She did do
character.
the mocap, which
There's
I
a lot
doubt
of-
some of the other characters did their mocap.
There's a lot of range to the character as this progression of her character in the story. So, and she definitely, I mean, that's the problem. The same thing. It's like there are multiple people that really should deserve to get that.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's just
Even in
tough
other
'cause-
games. But yeah.
But yeah, and for me, you know, I've followed the cast of Village, and it was just
It's nice for
I
her.
kind of wasn't expecting her to get it
Mhm.
because I
She
figured
wasn't
that
expecting.
you know it's mostly like critical vote.
Man.
So like there were other games of performers that were more highly critically received. So I thought like I think she's the fan favorite, but I don't know that critically they're all gonna pick her. But
Mhm.
apparently they all really liked her performance as well. So that was cool to see her
Yeah.
get it. But
Well, and hopefully it means more work for her. So
well, and I wouldn't be shocked if we're gonna get some DLC
Yeah,
news
yeah.
and the Lords are gonna return. I really
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
they.
I still think
I-
they need to do like a prequel or something.
I think that's what they're going to
Yeah.
do. I think they're going to do a chapter or chapters focusing on the events before Ethan gets to the village where the Lords are there. Yeah, 14 got
14
two
won
awards. It's
two
awesome.
well-deserved rewards for community and
Yeah.
ongoing game.
Yeah, they definitely deserve it.
Yeah, like I was watching a reaction today, and like everybody there was like, it has to be Final Fantasy for community
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ongoing. So yeah,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
I brought it up to them, but
Yeah.
there was a huge battle on Twitter of like Fortnite being like,
oh,
oh no, why didn't Fortnite win? Like
I mean,
Fortnite's it has much better community.
if
and
Final Fantasy wasn't there,
ongoing."
it would probably be Fortnite. But yeah, out of all the other choices, but Fortnite still.
they
not quite
they
as-
trolled us with the Slitterhead trailer.
Oh yeah, that
Mhm.
was another like reference to because it was the creator of Silent Hills.
Yeah.
that did that. Yeah, somebody the stream I was watching, they were like, "Yeah, you should put the creator of Silent Hills in the middle of the trailer, not at the beginning." because the way they teased it. But yeah, overall it was pretty decent. I guess outside of like a direct or state of play or whatever, we probably won't hear much until almost summer, right?
No. I think we're going to get some events here in the first quarter. So traditionally, Nintendo usually does a big direct in January or
I was hoping we'd
early
hear more
February.
From PlayStation VR.
Yeah, so I think PSVR is going to be
at least an announcement of like this is what it looks like
in March or April. And it's going to come out around October, similar to the time frame of the original.
So they'll have games at E3.
So they'll have games at E3, and I still think, well,
that's if
they're at E3, but like around that time frame, they'll have a big event where they'll show it off. But I still think Village is going to be like a launch title with VR support.
Sure.
That'll be one of the big titles. I could see Resi 4 VR from Quest coming over to that, although I know Oculus did invest some in that, so I don't know how likely that is. But anyway, I think we'll get a decent state of play event around the time GT goes live, so like March, April, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll just prop up that release, show what's coming, unveil VR. I think Switch. I'll be curious where that goes next year.
Yeah, we know of a handful of things that should be coming. Like Bayonetta,
or Zelda, the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Right.
The full title, yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we'll have a little bit before Summer Games Fest.
Sure.
They'll just be more, indivividual.
Early years always kind of a mixed bag of just like individual announcements. Like we don't have an E3 or Game Awards type thing. Because even Gamescom is after E3. So, yeah.
But,
should be good. And as for what we've been playing, like I know you've been playing a bunch of Final Fantasy recently.
I've been attempting to.
Oh, it's all attempting.
The expansion's out.
Some COD in the morning sometimes.
Yep, play Call of Duty every morning. And so at work, I have this like Call of Duty hour from like 7 to 8 a.m.
Lucky.
And so there's like 4 of us that just play around the multiplayer and just go to, and we swap each round. So it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But been playing a lot of New World with my brother.
Oh, New World, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we also started playing, now that it officially released, Gloomhaven.
Oh, yes, the digital version, yeah.
So. We played a little bit of Back 4 Blood a couple of times.
Yeah.
So, and the Diablo 2 remake, that one.
Yep. So. Yeah, I mean, there's still games. Like, I like the Back 4 Blood, so
I
get
think
back
fun
into
with
that.
it, yeah.
Gotta play more Diablo.
Yep.
I've
else coming out.
We did beat the
Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So
I've been doing a bunch of Forza and then jumping across a bunch of other games. Like I just bought like 4 more on Steam that were on sale.
So. For me, let's see. I tried some of Forza a little bit. I need to get more time into that. Halo multiplayer tried out for a bit. It's pretty fun, but I haven't gotten back to that. I do want to start the campaign at some point.
Yep, now that it's out.
Yeah. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus.
The physical version.
Right, the physical version. I snagged that. I've played through the original before, but in Plus, they've added like 6 new chapters and some extra side stuff. It's pretty fun, so I'm kind of playing back through the base stuff to get to the other stuff right now. And then Star Citizen, we've been playing more as more features have been added to that.
They had a convention recently.
They had an in-game convention that we visited, and they've done it every year for a couple years, but like I've never been to it. I guess I didn't realize it was in-game. I thought it was
they did have the
Citizen
physical
Con.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but I guess it's been a digital thing in game. So we did that this year. That was kind of neat to check out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been pretty fun.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I gotta.
It's a good way to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Well, except not because you're sitting there. But...
Right.
Yeah, I need to catch up on so many games. I need to like make an effort to make time for games.
I guess the other thing is we recently got the now Meta Quest 2 or Oculus Quest 2. I've been picking up a crap ton of games on there.
I got the Vader games, but
the
I haven't
Vader
started
games. I've been there was another game that just came out called After the Fall, which is kind of a Left 4 Dead clone in VR. That's pretty cool. So I've barely started it, but it's pretty interesting.
I got the Spice and Wolf VR one.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that's it. So,
I guess so.
Logan, do you want to take us out? You're the one with the hat.
Master of ceremonies.
I was trying to think of like a catchy little jingle.
Yeah.
But it's
a jingle, huh?
right, but it's coming, it's blanking. So thanks for, watching our 2021, that is the year it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
Konsui Fighter Live Holiday Special. This will be our last stream for this year. So we will see everyone in 2022. We will probably we'll kick off the year with probably building some of this stuff.
Yeah. We have plenty of options.
Or playing.
And talk about, the completion of beta 1.3.
Yep.
And so we're excited to kind of showcase the last part of that. Again, if you guys are interested, please check out the early access for Konsui Fighter on the Google Play Store. If you just search Konsui Fighter, it should be right there. If you pre-purchase it now, you'll get the early access beta, which right now live it's 1.2.
It's the
version
1.3
of 3.
preview.
Yeah.
Preview.
Yep.
And then 1.3 live, right? Well, full version will be on there by the end of the year. And then when the release comes out, you'll get that too. Otherwise, please follow us on Twitter at Konsui Fighter, on Facebook at Konsui Fighter. Follow us on our YouTube page, Konsui Fighter.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe it and hit that bell. And that, I think, is all I'm going to say. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And have a safe and fun holiday season.
Yep.
And we will see y'all next year.
Have a good year. Yay.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
you